Okay, so here we've got a short and sweet how to put together a panoramic stitch in Lightroom. So I've got several photographs here which I've starred because I know that they're going to be panoramics. I just want to find one that's going to work for us quickly. I did a nice one in the morning, I think. I thought I had one nice one in the morning. Apparently I'm wrong. Let me just check over here as I cycle through the images.
Somebody wants an elastic band?
Bingo. Over here.
Elastic
No.
band?
Where is it?
No. I'll tell you what I need is that.
I could have sworn I had a panoramic. Right, we'll go into the previous day. I know I've got one here. So let's go attributes.
I need one of those.
Ah, okay. So if I look at these three photographs here, you can see that they actually form a panoramic, a very basic panoramic. All I'm going to do is hold down Shift, select the let me go back. Select the first image, hold down Shift, and select all of them. Then all you have to do is right-click, and you say Photo Merge Panorama. It's as simple as that. It'll put the images together over here. It says Creating Panorama Preview. And you've got several choices: spherical, cylindrical, or perspective. I find spherical works the best. But there you go, there's my panoramic. Cylindrical will just make it more of a circular image, so hence why I prefer spherical. Perspective tends to work only if you've got a very long telephoto lens. Or, as you can see, what happens is it tries to squish it and it doesn't work. So spherical tends to work best.
Yeah.
Lightroom uses the same engine as Photoshop, but Photoshop is better. So if you're also still struggling, push it into Photoshop. Okay, at any rate, it has something called a boundary warp, which basically fixes the edges. So you pull it across, and there we go. Sometimes you might prefer not to do the boundary warp, but you can also do the auto crop, and you can see what it looks like as you do the boundary warp. So in this situation, boundary warp works quite well. You can see I've got a bit of a curvature over here. This is because I did something different. Now, or wrong. What you can do is first go into the first image, go into your develop mode, go down to lens corrections, and set your lens corrections first. Okay, what that does is it straightens everything out. Go back into your grid view. With the first image that you've corrected set, press Shift, select all three, and then sync your settings. This just makes sure that everything has the same settings. And then we go through the same thing again. We'll go right-click, Photo Merge, Panorama, let it create the panorama preview, which can take a couple of seconds usually. Doesn't have to take too long. We're going to do the boundary warp again. We already know that. Let's fix our boundary, like so, like that, and merge. You'll see that it starts working at the top, and what pops...
And when it finishes, how do you know the difference? I mean, I guess it's obvious.
It pops inside Lightroom, so you're going to get it right there as a panorama, and you can continue working on that panorama in Lightroom as if it were a normal raw photograph. It keeps it as a DNG file as well, so here it is. Right.
Oh, yeah.
So I can go into my develop mode, and there we go. I now have my photograph. So if I want to, and in fact you can even go back and undo the... No, it doesn't let me do that. That's fine. All right, so now I can go into my basics, and I can do my usual thing. I can open up my shadows, I can play with my photograph, I can add, and it's all the same stuff, except it's now a panoramic. Nice and easy. And also, if I want to, I can now continue with the crop. So I see this more as a long, skinny panoramic. Because to me, the most important aspect here is this, this thing here in the middle. So there we go. You can do full view, and there we go. It looks fantastic. Okay.
But you first got to take the three photos.
You first got to take the three
Or they have
photos.
to be overlapping?
Yes, they do need to be overlapping, so you're going to shoot them in the normal way that you'd usually shoot it. So there you go, in thirds. So you'd have your one image, you move across so that a third overlaps, take a photograph, move across so that a third overlaps, take another photograph.
It's vertical.
Vertical or horizontal.
Oh,
vertical,
it can go either way.
Vertical does work better.
Okay.
So you will always get a better result out of a vertical stitch. And in fact, you can see over here on our day that we moved from the one location to the next, here are images for a vertical stitch. this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. And it will still work out. It will be an enormous photograph, but it will still be a fantastic stitch. And that's it.